Hey guys, welcome back to Thorough Captain. I wanted to come at you with a quick video for Emerald Downs tonight, 7:23. First five races. I wanted to make sure I got a video in for the first five because I don't know how many I'm going to finish. I am heading out fishing later on, so I wanted to at least have a little bit of action in. Maybe a pick four, some trifectas and exactas, and some value win bets. So I thought I'd share the five races that I did probably in the past hour and 15 minutes it took me to do these five races. So let's take a look at the five that I have here. Starting in race one, I have a class dropper speed horse, the 6 horse, okay? We'll look at it real quick on the PPs. Let me go up to race number one. It is only a 6 horse field. Okay, horse is dropping from 15,000 down to 8,000 in claiming. Looks like he should be on the lead. Is a need to lead type. Best quarter and half pairing out of the group. And the only horse that really shows like he is going to want the lead. He is dropping in class. We do have a few other class droppers in here. The 2 is the morning line 9-5 favorite on the morning line. The 3 horses dropping at a 5-2. So we're looking at a nice 8-1 morning line on this 6 horse. So I'm putting a 6 here on top. And I'm just going value hunting here in these 5 races. If I can't find it, I'm not going to try to squeeze it too much. If I have to put a favorite in, even as a single, I will do that in one of the multi-wagers. But I'm going to go 6 on top here. The 4 horse is dominating the matrix side of the grid over here. Co-target, top final fraction, top speed cume, top target Briz as well. Shows the best sustained pace, velocity-wise, off the pace line. And I have him as my second choice. I very well could put him as my first choice. Doesn't mean the 6 horse is going to go wire to wire. But I would not leave that 8-1 horse out of an exotic, especially in this 6 horse field. I'm not saying the horse is going to be 8-1. But right now, what will the public look at? The public might look at this last race, losing by 8.5 lengths. Who knows? This might be a missight by the morning line odds maker. I could be wrong. He or she could be wrong. Who knows? But 6 horse is my top play in that race. 6, 4, 3, and 2. And you guys can pause if you want to see where the other ones fall and why I got the 3 and the 2. Okay, second race. Second race is a maiden special weight. And I just want to look more at the PPs here. I put a note, make sure I do pace lines only. Outside of my qualitative data, I wasn't going to pull any matrix figures out of this race. 3 horse has that workout pattern I've talked about that I liked before with an extra bullet. Okay, 2 bullets back to back, June 23rd, July 2nd. Is running on a regular 7-day workout schedule. Coming into today, morning line 9-2. So the 3's in there. I did have the 2 horse originally qualified off of that bullet work. But after I ran the pace lines on the 6 and the 7 and the 1, I had to get rid of one of them. So I tossed the 2 horse out of here. So we'll take a look at the pace grid here. 6 dominates the pace along with the 1. 7 is coming off a stretch move. The 1 is the early speed. Also one of the 3 class droppers in the race. So this is not a special weight. This is actually a maiden claiming 15,000. The 1 horse is coming off a 4.5 furlong effort at 25,000. Had the lead till the top of the lane, loses. Comes out of a race with a next out winner. 1 horse did go on to move on to win next out. And simply because of this pairing here, I did make this horse my top play in this race. The 1 horse is the top play, along with the 6 that dominated the pace grid. 6 is 5-2, morning line. Coming out of a non-graded stakes, first time out. It doesn't mean necessarily that this is the dominant horse in this race. I'm sure the morning line maker is looking at this race that he's coming out of and saying, oh, but he still has to prove something. But he did prove it off the pace line to me. That's the reason why I'm making this horse my second choice, and not because of that class drop. And then I'm putting the 3 I talked about, the first time starter in third, and then finishing up with the 7. So 1, 6, 3, 7 are my plays in race 2. Okay, race 3. Race 3 is this is the maiden special weight. 6.5 furlongs. No first time starters that I can remember. A couple horses coming off their first start. But there's a horse I'm a little excited about in this race, and I'll show you why. Let's look at the qualitative end of it. And I see a 3.5 length gain on the turn. In lengths. Doesn't gain any positions, but gains in the race position-wise as the race finishes. At today's price, today's level, 24,000, I see 6-1 morning line. Okay? I see 5-2 morning line. I'm going to say, okay, let's find some reason why this horse is going to get beat. Now, we look at the grid here, and I have that identified, the turn move. But that there wasn't enough to sell me, but over here is. Off that race, we have a target, a built top target, top ability, second and final fraction, does show up in sustained pace, off the pace line, top average overall, and I'm taking a shot with that horse, and I'm going to put him on top. 4-7-1-5 in race 3. Let's take a look at the 7-1-5 real quick and what we're working with. I mean, go back to the 4 again. 4's coming off 2 evenly run races at this level, okay? So he is my target in the race. He's coming off an 89 and then a 90. 2 back. The 7, 5-2, morning line. Also coming off a good race, so he could be up against it with this 7. But this 7 right now, being that he's only run twice, putting that number up, in my mind, exceeded his ability. He's not probably, I'm just saying, I'm looking for this 7 to bounce and not have a good race, or as good of a race. The 1 horse, long shot, going off the pace line, 2 back. And the 5 is the 3-1 morning line. And he's coming off 1 race outing. So we have 4-7-1-5. Race 4. Race 4, I have the 6 horse on top. The 6 horse is my target. Shows up in the speed grid. Not much going on over here qualitatively. We have 3 horses, 2, 3, 5 with trainer notations. The 4 should be the early speed. 4 shows up nowhere else. And if I remember correctly, I think the 4 is even taking a pretty good hit in class too. So this is this is the non-graded stakes. The 4 horse is the highest class jumper here, 15,000 non-winners to lifetime claiming. We'll probably go out, try to get the lead. I think that's the only way this horse has a chance to win. But I think he's going to be outclassed by some of the horses. So let's look at the horses that I have. The 6 horse, target. Second and final fraction. Shows up on this pace grid. Top play. Morning line on here on the 6. 2-1. Coming out of actually back-to-back non-graded stakes. Okay, second. The 7. 7, 3-1 morning line. Okay, so my selections are kind of chalky here. And believe me, when I handicap, the last thing I look at is the morning line. Okay? Because what I want to do is when I'm finished, that's why I like to use the early past performances sometimes. When I know I'm going to play a race 3 days from now, or a card, I will download the PPs as soon as I can, where there's no influence on the morning line. That way, once I have my selections and the morning lines come out, I can check and see how did I do against what the morning line odds maker thinks the public's going to do. All right. Third choice was the 1. The 1, I got to imagine a little bit of price on him. 7-2. So top 3 morning line choices here are my And then the final horse was the 2 horse. Yeah, so I'm very chalky here. The 2 was 7-2 morning line, 6-7-1-2. But it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to try to beat a horse when my data tells me that I shouldn't be trying. Okay, so race number 5, 3-7-1-6. Okay, this was an interesting race. This 6 horse, when I was doing my qualitative look at this race, I was really pulling for this 6 horse to really show me something other than what he's showing me here. Now, let me just show you what I'm looking at here. It doesn't mean I'm still gonna not watch the odds on this horse. In fact, I'm gonna be heading out of the house, so I'm gonna put some win money on this horse anyway ahead of time. But we're looking at a key race 2 back, where he wins the race at 6.5. The second and third place come out and they win next time out. I don't know what level. Okay. He comes out next race, steps up to 8,000. Not steps up, but moves up from a maiden. Goes out to 8,000. Goes into a mile race. Runs very well first 3 calls. Up until the 6 furlongs. He's running well at 8,000. 3.5 lengths out. And then he just kind of falters from there. Okay. What I'm hoping is the public looks at this here and goes, huh, now this horse was dead in the water last 2 calls of this race. Not going to play him. Now, again, I'm not going to say he's going to win the race, but I would be very foolish if I left this horse out of my exotics, my exact and trifecta. Today he comes back, steps down to 5,000, from an 8,000 down to 5,000, and he's running back at his sprint distance against 6 furlongs. So when I saw that, qualitatively, this horse was my top choice. But then I ran my numbers, and I saw that he may be up against it a little bit with some of these other horses. I mean, the 1 dominates the matrix board here. Target, ability, final fraction, speed, cume. 3 horse, top target, Briz. 3 horses also coming off a turn move. One of the 5 class droppers in this race, along with that 6 horse. So I think he's just up against it too much to be able to say that he's going to go out and win this race. Plus, I think that this horse needs the lead. He needs the wire to field. And unfortunately, I look back here at the... Where is he at? Maybe down. Yeah, the 7 horse. 7 horse is going to want that lead too. Not that he needs it. He shows here both two times back, or last 2 races, that he has been behind, off the pace for the first quarter, and then he comes on. But he's running up against a little better fractions than this horse here put up. And then when I look at the pace, grid, 7 horse is my Factor X. Does have the top EP. The 6 horse, however, though, shows up in EP, SP, and AP. So don't count them out. All right, keep an eye on that 6 horse, value-wise. Maybe win bet. Maybe bottom in the exacta with the 137. That's probably how I'm going to play him. Something to win, and then 137 over to 6 in an exacta. All right, I really haven't decided what I'm going to do multi-wager wise. Race 1 starts to pick 4. So, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do here, but I just wanted to share those 5 races with you. All right, thanks for tuning in. If I get a chance, I'll do a recap later on.